Good morning.
Good morning.
Kay only has me up here because I have a really loud voice. Actually, I'm Kathleen Olson and I'm a member of the board of directors. And I'm here for the part of the meeting where we re-elect the board. You have in your packets board bios, and there's 12 members of the board right now. And you can see the officers are listed. And we're assuming that the officers will stay the same from 2017. And if they're not in the room, we vote for them in absentia. So what we are charged to do by our bylaws is the nominating committee of the board is responsible for recruiting and nominating the board of directors each year and shall present and nominate the board at the annual meeting of the Federation. So that's what I am doing. I am presenting these 12 people on the bio sheet to you as our board of directors for 2017. And all of you who are voting members can vote yes or no. So all in favor of this slate of officers for the board of directors?
You can just say verbally.
Aye. Anyone opposed?
Anyone abstain?
Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Question.
I see that we have Jean is listed as the interim secretary. When we vote for new officers, are we just making him, are we nominating him just to take on the official secretary? And I'm far enough away that he can't throw anything at
And
me.
that is a good question. And how this works is that you as the membership elect the board, and then we now as the board members at our next meeting elect the slate of officers. So Gene's in it for, he said yes. So yeah.
Witnesses.
Yeah. You remember saying yes, right?
Well, and we want to mention that Jean kindly stepped into the secretary role when Don Jordan went on medical leave, and then I think as many of you know, Don passed away recently. He had been a member of the Federation for many, many years and a very important member of our board of directors as well. And so we wanted to mention him in memoriam on our bios here. So thank you, Kathleen, for helping with that. Don't go away yet. We also wanted to just make sure we brought the membership up to date about one of the major activities we've been doing lately on the board. A lot of you might know some of the actions that the board does. Obviously, we seek out members. We try to make sure that we are offering really great trainings and professional development opportunities for those members, as well as non-member agencies. We also do legislative activities, mostly on the state level down in Olympia. And we also do a very important thing, which is the pet-friendly license plate program. When you choose to buy these license plates, there's an amount of money that goes into a special fund. And that fund is then overseen by the Federation, and we dole the funds out in the form of grants for spay and neuter. I'm just curious, how many agencies here have gotten a spay and neuter grant from the Federation? Okay, great. So it's one of the benefits of being a member agency is that you can apply for these grants. And much like Cynthia was mentioning, when you go online and do your free insurance quote, when you buy one of these license plates, you are helping to put money into the spay and neuter fund. So, groovy plate, and we are actually going to be updating the plate soon, which is one reason the Federation has been doing a strategic planning process, because we identified that we needed more efforts behind us in marketing, and also, getting more member agencies. One of the things the strategic planning process determined, and there's information about the process, is that obviously across Washington State, which is very similar to really other states in the country, there's not necessarily a lot of big new shelters being built out there, right? There's going to be agencies that maybe were medium-sized, they're getting larger, but many of the people out there that are doing animal welfare are smaller rescue groups, smaller agencies. And so we have started recruiting more of those agencies to be part of the Federation, part of our network across the state, and also onto our board. Bonnie and Jamie are great examples of that. They work with smaller groups. And then, we have, larger shelters like Seattle Animal Shelter, Tacoma Pierce County Humane Society, etc. But part of the, again, strategic planning process that we did is we also reached out to non-members and other stakeholders across the state to say, do you know what the Federation does? What do you think we should be doing? And what would you like to see happen in our state? It was a really amazing surveying process. We just got, I think, a lot of great insights that we thought maybe were, you know, what people wanted and groups wanted. And then we also got some really good mandates. For example, there was a very, very strong message that members across the state and other stakeholders really want us to stay involved in legislative efforts. Laura Clark is my co-chair on the Federation's Legislative Committee. We have about 25 members on our committee, so we tried really hard to make those activities happen. But it was really great to see that that was one of those mandates. Another mandate is that people want to see us continue. So we really needed to look at our sustainability. I think a lot of people don't realize that the Federation is a very small umbrella agency made up of, you know, all volunteers. We have our one paid staff member, Cora, who's doing a great job today. And really the way we get money is just through the membership fees. And then we do some fundraising. And for example, it's mentioned on here that we did some fundraising to help us with our strategic planning process. So we went out and got some grants from a foundation and then also from some private funders. So on the back side of this document, it mentions about what's being developed as far as our goals. We are still in the midst of finalizing those goals and putting them into an actual strategic plan. And I'm pretty confident that all the groups here are very familiar with the strategic planning process. It can be fairly lengthy. It can be a little bit of pulling out the hair. But it's been really wonderful to have, again, others engaged in the process, not just board members. Again, Chris is a great example of that, and Jenny's here. Oh, there we go, from Pasada St. Haven. And we also invited some folks from the national groups to be involved. And I think it was really just wonderful to get those other voices to help us, again, make sure that we are maintaining what our members want us to do and then growing in the areas that member agencies and other stakeholders are very interested in.
We appreciate how many people donated their time to this process. Kay and I were the co-chairs, and we worked directly with our facilitator, our consultant, but we did two pretty much all-day retreats, and we had very good participation and lots of voices heard in the room, and that's what makes this such a robust process for the organization.
Exactly. So once the plan is finalized, we will be issuing it out on our website, making it available for all members to see. And you may have noticed, and in case you didn't, when you walked in, we are still always looking for volunteers to be on the Federation. In one of the committees, you may be interested in becoming a member of the board. We'd love to have, again, more agencies, more voices, and we really encourage those of you that have just connections across the state that you remind other groups about the Federation and the work that we do, encourage them to come to the trainings that we offer, again, encourage them to reach out to us for help and support in ways that we can offer, and just let them know that, again, being one big group together makes our voice stronger when we do things like legislative activities. So we really appreciate the support. Does anyone have any questions about the Federation or the strategic planning process?
I was curious about the cost of a license plate, the specialized license plates that we promoted.
Yeah, so when you go online or go to the, license plate selling place, if there's just an extra fee on top of whatever it is for your area. I think it's about $30?
$35.
Okay.
And then if you're silly like me and personalize the plate on top of that, then it's more money. And then you're stuck for life paying that extra money. So the state, we're helping the state, and then again helping this pool of money for spay neuter that we know is so critical, especially for the smaller groups that want to spay and neuter every pet before they place it in a forever home.
Does the 35 go all of it go to the Washington Federation?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, it goes into the fund that we oversee. Again, we don't get to use that money for ourselves other than to help support the administration of the program. So it can help support like a couple of our costs, like the website and stuff. Yeah.
And it's listed as We Love Our Pets. It's not listed as Federation, and it's got the two little comic guys in the heart. So when you go on the Department of Licensing website, you gotta scroll through all the stuff to find the pet one.
Go past the Huskies and all the others. Any other questions about the Federation or the
I
program?
just had a question, if we changed the license plate name, would it come higher up on it? Instead of like starting with the W?
Good, that's a great marketing idea, Jamie, is a marketing queen. Yeah. And again, when we do a license plate rebranding, we'll be sure to let everybody know. You can still keep your existing plate, but then there's gonna be a new version of it, because that was part of the feedback we got, is that it needed a refresh. Any other questions about the Federation or the strategic plan? Okay, thank you guys for voting the board in and for giving us a few minutes of your time to, again, hear about the Federation and our activities and for being here today. We also, again, really appreciate all the vendors and our charities for coming and educating our members about their services and programs.